Hi everyone, I'm Susan with Pigtail Quilting and Stitching. Welcome to my channel. It's been a little while since my last video, a little over a month, but on this video I'm going to show you what I've been working on. I finished a quilt, I want to show you that, and then I also have been helping a friend who's a new quilter make a quilt for her husband. So that's all finished, I'm going to show you that also. And then I'm going to just kind of show you a few of my summer decorations and how I kind of changed that up a little bit. And then I'm going to give you a little quick tour of one of my sewing rooms. It's actually where I store my fabric, and it's right off of my actual sewing room. So I'm going to give you a quick little walkthrough of that. So let's get started. So here is a quilt, actually it's a panel, and it was a kit, and it's by Riley Blake, and it's called Wild and Free, and it is a panel of all the state flowers. And I got this back from the quilter, and I bound it, and it's a gift for a friend, so I wanted to do a video so I could give it to her. It was a pretty really nice pattern to follow. It is 58 by 51 and a half. And I did use the pattern Woodstock on it because I love the little flowers with the state flowers on it. So I thought that was kind of cute. And I think this would be really cute if it was hung up. And in the kit, you get enough fabric to make a pillow out of using 4 of these stars together. So you do have a little bonus project in there, and then it gives you the directions on how to do it. I'll show you what I put on the back. I found a really cute little plaid, and so I backed it in the plaid. And then I have enough left over to back the pillow in plaid also. Here's the box that the kit comes in. And there's the pattern. So I just wanted to my last video, I hadn't gotten it back from my quilter, so I just wanted to do a quick video on this so you could just see what it looked like. I had it quilted pretty dense so that it would be, in case it was hung on the wall, it would kind of nice and lay. And I think it will. Look at over here and show. So this is a t-shirt quilt I just made for a friend of mine's husband who is really into CrossFit. And years ago I made one for their son who is also a CrossFitter. And so my friend wanted to make one for her husband. So together, she's a new quilter, so together we worked on this. And she chose this fabric, which I just love. I think it's just really brings out the t-shirts. And so during this past month and a half, we kind of worked on it. So, and it's just now finished. So I just thought I'd show it to you before she gives it to him. And I'm going to show you also the quilting, which also has stars in it. Their son was also in the military, and so that will be meaningful as well, as some of these t-shirts I think are also from when he was also in the military. So I will flip it over and show you what's on the back. And it's a really neat wide back. So anyway, she's very excited to give it to him. He hasn't seen it, so he'll be surprised when he receives this. So I just wanted to give you a little preview of this before she gifts it to her husband. So I wanted to show you, I've got my little mini grandmother's flower garden finished and quilted, and the binding is on. And I wanted to show you this because I first started this when I went to my stitching retreat, and I made the little flowers out of the stamps by Kate, and I used a jelly roll, and then I also used a layer cake for my background. So I just kind of continued with the jelly roll for the border and the layer cakes too. So they're all cut 2.5 inches, including the grandmother's flower garden is 2.5-inch strip. And then the pieces, the scraps around for the border and the sashing are 2.5. And then my layer cake, I then trimmed to 8.5, so that the sides, like right here, are cut to 2.5 by 8.5 as well. So it kind of just made the border, and then I just put binding on it and made it kind of a little small lap quilt. And I did have it quilted in my little woodstock design from my quilter, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I'll show you up close the quilt pattern. And I still have quite a bit of pieces of the jelly roll left. I probably could have used it for the binding for Scrappy, but I just decided to use something I had. And I'll show you what's on the back. Here's what I have on the back, and it's something I had in my quilt stash. It's a reproduction, and that's kind of why I use the orange binding, because it went with the back too. So as you can see, it's 4 squares by 5, so I had 20 little flowers. And I could have made it bigger, but I just thought this was kind of a good place to end and just make it into a little lap size quilt. I just kind of want to show you too where I put my little grandmother's flower garden quilt. So I kind of just put it in the high chair, and I thought it kind of looks kind of cute for summer. And I have my little pin cushions there. And then I'm going to open the door so you can kind of see how I've changed my cabinet since the 4th of July. Kind of changed it up to kind of summer. I've used some of my back quarters. Kind of see me in there. And get you a little closer here. I have these cute little kitchen tools that a friend of mine gave me, and they're just darling. I think they could be on a little mini Christmas tree, but I just kind of thought they looked cute with a cookbook and some other things that I gathered from what I had. Then I got my little stove up, another cookbook, and then of course my little house that I got last year. So that's kind of what I have for summer. And I am getting close to, we're gonna have our little get together, so I'll be doing a little video on that to share that with you also. One of the questions I got was to kind of show the command hooks. When I use a command hook to hang a quilt, like on a wall that I don't want to make a mark, or a piece of furniture. Like this quilt right here, I put on for this summer. Just kind of tied it up with one of the bows. And I will show you how it is. There's a command hook. And I think this one I had a little bigger strip, and this was from another, and so I just used it and it worked fine. It doesn't show, but I'll be able to lift that off and pull that off real easy, and it'll do no harm to the wood on my hutch. But see, that's how it is. And then I take the back of this quilt, see if I can get it on there while I'm holding this, place it over that, and it just kind of hangs. It's not real heavy, so it works pretty good. But that was just one of the questions. And then I'll just swing over here real fast and show you. I got my tomato pincushion quilt hung for the rest of summer. And of course I got my apron and my bowls with some fabric in it. I think I had that in the hutch before, but I moved it out. And then I have the Great Granny Squared quilt on. So I just kind of thought I'd show that. Come around here. Just get a little bit of a close-up of how that looks. And it's kind of nice, this is the Great Granny Squared one that I made last summer. I'm going to just start and give you a quick tour of my one of my sewing room. It's off of my sewing room, but it's where I do a lot of my storage and have some of my supplies and fabric and fat quarters. I've showed you this before, but I rearranged it, so I'm just going to give a quick little tour around the room. A lot of these things you've seen before, my Pyrex, but I just kind of rearranged it, and I just kind of want to share with you how I did that. So my toy singers. Still have some touch-up paint to do when you move things around and change where you hang things. Got my shutters, and I got my button cards. Down here I'll show you a new addition, my little white truck. Kind of just sits on the floor. And then I have this in the corner. Another cross stitch I did and I framed. quilt storage. I had that, I think this upstairs. Moved it down here when I took a few things out and added in. My little dish closet a friend gave me, which I think are so cute. She crocheted around the edges. More of my button cards and flowers. Around here I did take the aqua baskets out and I put them in my stitching room upstairs. So I had these in a storage room, and I will give you a tour of that upcoming. But I took some of these baskets out and put them under here. I thought they kind of went pretty well with it. Show you on this side. And they hold fabric, a lot of Christmas projects and some things, so that worked out well. I still have the same amount of storage. At my little truck, I think I had this upstairs. Some little chick pillows in the back. More of my cross stitch that I found, I picked up. My sewing machines, my little singers. And then I'll show you what's in here. I have two kits from Halloween, where I'm gonna do. And so I dressed up my Muffy Bears in their little costume, and I have a little scarecrow down there that's the bunny, Hoppy. So I'll be working on these kits coming up. I have a Great Granny Squared. I had that on my dining room table last, but I moved it out and put that other one in. And then I'll show you inside the closet. It hasn't changed much. Maybe just a few of the decorating things. Still about the same. Just a quick view of this closet. It's pretty much the same. My little pink refrigerator. I did hang my little apron up there along with some blocks. A little pink refrigerator and my little pink sewing machine and my little pink cart. So thank you for watching this video and for subscribing to my channel. And thank you for all of your kind comments.